Well, thank you very much for joining us on Film Speak this week. My name is Andy Rory. Now, we are here at the Alliance Francaise to celebrate the 25th edition of the European Film Festival. Now, the theme was integration, and a film titled Watatu was selected. So what is the film all about? And why would they choose Watatu? And let's take a look. The European Film Festival kicked off at a high note here at the Alliance Francaise, highlighting the theme of integration. It featured films from different African countries and were all scheduled for screening. Watatu, a film directed by Nick Redding, took the day. Released in Mombasa, it received its first public viewing here in Nairobi.
Kwa sababu nataka kuelezea story. Na story yenyewe ni kuhusu familia yangu na si story nzuri.
It's a story set in Mombasa, telling a tale of a young man who, after graduating from campus, is still looking for a job.
Afisa, niko na shahada na sina kazi. Wewe uko na shahada chuo kikuu kweli? Haswa.
We looked around and the best film, Kenyan film, that fitted the theme of integration was Watatu.
It is inspired from the terror attacks that have left the country in shambles. Youths have been drawn into organized criminal activities, saying they are fighting for justice.
Lazima tutambue nyewe kwanza mtakuwa upande gani.
Tuambie mko upande gani?
Mimi niko upande wa haki.
Haki? Unajaribu kutetea serikali, sio?
With the rise of the Al-Shabaab terror group, Mombasa has been a victim of youth radicalization, where youths are recruited into terror groups in hopes of economic growth. With a 17% unemployment rate, according to the World Bank, the youths have become an easy target. The Kenyan government has sent troops to Somalia to fight the terror group, but that has only fueled terror activities in the region.
It has been an issue even before. I'm talking through experience because I live in Mombasa. I live at a place where people have been radicalized since then. We decided to look away so that we can talk about this issue in a very interesting way, in a very interesting manner that we can't offend anybody.
Church bombings have been a common mode of attack from the terror groups, which has left hundreds of innocent people dead and others injured. The movie takes us through the eye of one of the youth radicalized into a terror group and gives us an inside information on how the youth are taken advantage of.
Mimi nampenda sana Mola wangu na niko tayari kumtumikia kwa njia yoyote.
Lakini Yusufu, hata mimi pia nampenda Mungu Kuna njia nyingi sana za kupigania haki bila kuna kinyume na kitabu chetu kitukufu.
Religion was a strong theme well tackled in the film. The stereotype conflict between Muslims and Christians only went to prove to the world that it is used by extremists to draw youth into criminal activities.
I mean, I think it's very interesting when you watch a predominantly Christian audience watch a film like this, because they are sometimes surprised to see fellow Kenyans who are Muslim, who are very actively wanting to be part of Kenya, who want to live in peace with their Christian neighbours. So I think this film is trying very hard to give voice to the Muslim majority in Mombasa.
The film relied on theatre to help educate the locals, giving them a chance to retell the story in their own appropriate way. And after the screening was done, the audience was engaged in a heated discussion highlighting the major themes brought out in the film.
I'm sure if we take this film to more communities, we take to our schools, then we will initiate conversations, which conversations are going to really bring a lot of mindset change.
And during the discussion, the media was challenged in the way they covered terror stories and urged to be fair in the coverage.
The media does not highlight those who are fighting against terrorism. It does not portray anywhere. So this is whereby we find that the media should also work in cahoots.
You guys, you have a real responsibility towards putting a fair and good story out there and not just feeding headlines and feeding prejudice, which is what is in danger of pulling this country apart.
With a combination of theatre and film, topics such as terrorism have been told and educated hundreds. Well, that's all the time we had for you this week on Film Speak. Do join me next week for more.